Yo, yo, yo. We should be live. Just gonna be testing out some stuff. Well, just confirming that everything works, because it's been a while, obviously. So let's see. Before I'm posting on Twitter, I'm just making sure. Can everyone hear me? Can you see the Bitcoin weekly chart? Can you hear the music? Is the volume okay? Volume of the mic. Jack Green, hello, hello. Good to see you. All good, perfect. Awesome. So I'm gonna be posting the link on Twitter and then we'll wait a couple minutes so some more people can join and then we'll get started. All right, that's posted. Let's see. Hey George, first live stream that I follow from you. Welcome, man. Hopefully not the last. We'll try to cover as much as possible today. It's the first one in like 4 months, so we have a lot to talk about. Although, yeah, we took the right time off, you know. Before I went off, I said I'm not expecting much over the summer. At least for Bitcoin, price action wise, and as you can see, well, nothing too much has happened. And I said I'll be back in September, October, and I hope things start to heat up again then, and we get some fireworks hopefully towards the end of the year. And so far it's looking really good. So yeah, let's talk about my game plans, about what I'm expecting, how I'm playing this. But let's wait like a couple more minutes so some people from Twitter can join and then we'll start. Hello, Burned, the risk taker, long time. Yeah, man. It's too long time. Yeah, I know. Took some time off, you know. It's important as well. But we back from now on, 2 live streams a week again, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday, so I'm really excited for that. So yeah, we'll also do some requests at the end, by the way, so stay tuned for that if you want some thoughts on your favorite altcoin, maybe even a meme coin. Of course, I won't be charting 100k market cap coin, but if it's on bibit, we can take a look. Got introduced to you through your Trading the Range video. That's awesome. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. Hello, Masumbila. How are you? I'm good, man. I'm good. Excited for the coming months, obviously. Well, hopefully we get some exciting stuff, but I do think it's looking really, really good. Decrease the background music volume. I think it's at the lowest at the moment. I can try. Better like this, it should be. 50 people already, awesome. Hopefully more and more over the coming weeks as we try to grow our YouTube a little bit more again. But yeah. Theo, what's up? I have bits 20% lower. Let's see. What happened to Futcall? Still in, man. I'm still holding. Nothing happened. Right, let's get started. So welcome everyone to the first live stream after a couple of months that we were gone. Took the summer off, but now we're back. We have a new sponsor for the live streams, which is Bybit. I mean, I'm sure every one of you heard of Bybit. If you haven't, make sure to check them out. One of the biggest exchanges in the game, and in my opinion, simply the best place to trade. Okay, I've been using Bybit for honestly my whole trading career and absolutely love it. You can also trade lots and lots of altcoins compared to some other exchanges. So it was only normal for me to partner up with them, you know. I'm using them, I'm liking them. I mean, there's tons of liquidity, so that's not an issue as well. So it only made sense. All right, I have a link for you guys in the description. You know how it works. If you use the link and you make a deposit, you can join my Discord group. What is my Discord group? Well, basically, not really a paid group, since you don't have to pay me anything. All I'm asking is using my link, and if you do so, you're in. I have different channels in there where I post more analysis on all kinds of coins and Bitcoin, of course, more low time frame price action, low time frame thoughts, and of course all of my trades live. I'm currently running a 10k account on in the Discord where I post all of the entries and exits and also position sizes as well. Lately it's been going good. I've had the account for a while, but yeah, over the summer, as I said, took some time off, so didn't do anything on it. Honestly, I've been in a long on that account for quite a while since these range lows here. But recently I've been more active. Okay, also trading some more altcoins, low time frame price action on the hourly, the 4 hour, and the account is currently sitting at 25k, so that's already really nice. But yeah, we're targeting 100k as a first target. Anyways, let's see. It's also just to illustrate how these things work, that you don't have to blindly go all in, you know. So yeah, if you're interested in joining, like I said, use the link in the description. There's also a really nice advantage when you use the link. Maybe you've heard of Coin Market Manager. It's like a software where you can link your trading accounts from different exchanges, but obviously also from Bybit, using API keys, and it analyzes all of your trades and gives you all sorts of analytics. Which side of a trade works best for you, on which moments in a week, which days, all that kinds of stuff, and also give you like equity curves. I have an example here from an account I traded like last year of 2 years ago. I've been using them for a very long time actually as well. So if you use the link, you don't only get access to my Discord, but you can also use all the Coin Market Manager paid options completely for free. All right, so if you have any issues with linking your coin market manager, feel free to send me a DM on Discord, or if you have any questions about anything, I'll always be there. All right, enough about that stuff. Let's dive into the charts. So gonna start off with Bitcoin. As always, give my thoughts. If there's any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I'll answer them after that, and then we'll take a look at some trades that I've taken recently, trades that I'm currently in, BNB for example, and then we'll do some requests. Okay, so for now, don't post any requests in the chat. I'll ignore them. When I say so, then feel free to do so. Okay, so Bitcoin, where have we been trading, right? So started initially from all the way down here. FTX collapsed, right? Causing this massive downside candle to the all-time lows, the current all-time lows from this cycle at least, at 16K, right? And then pumped nicely back inside the range. That was your signal that this was the bearish news at the bottom, in my opinion, that would ultimately send price higher after, of course, a lot of ranging. I bought spot down here, not gonna bother with looking at those tweets again, just gonna quickly go over what we did. So we initially started buying back our spots on this candle, right? Since that candle took out all of the liquidity below here, and I thought that would be enough. It didn't. We dumped further, made a range. Like I said, FTX went down, and that's where I added to my spot backs, right? Great opportunity to add, and from there, honestly, it's been up only. All of this upside in one leg to the upside, and where did we stop? 74K at this high. Okay, so that's immediately going to be our range high from the current range that we've been trading in, these last couple of weeks. So it's gonna be important, right, to mark out our range from these last couple of weeks, since that's been the price action and the range we've been trading in for all of this time, and also to give us an idea where we might expect some pivotal levels and stuff, right? So range high, what do I take as a range low? This low right here. Why that one? Because from this high we went in one leg to this low that caused a decent sized bounce back towards the highs. Okay, you could also argue that taking these lows would be a better idea, or this one or this one. Why do I prefer not to do so? Well, that's because if you zoom in, and also on the weekly you can clearly see it, that this low is much more isolated than these ones, okay? Meaning more liquidity was resting below here. We took them out, right? Another sweep below this low and the retest down here below range low that sent us back above range mean, okay? What else confirms that this range is the valid one? Well, how pivotal range mean has been. Pivotal price action at range mean, always a good sign that you're using a key range. To be honest, there's no wrong range to use, right? It's just gonna be key to use the best one possible, right? And that one is gonna have the best results. And as you can see, pivotal price action all around the range mean. So as I said in my range trading video as well, I don't use these higher time frame ranges to blindly long or blindly short, at least on the low time frames, because obviously it's a high time frame range. But I'm gonna be using these just to give you an idea of where we're currently trading at, and if the market is acting strong or if the market is acting weak at the moment. So what I can conclude immediately from this is that the price action, after sweeping some lows here back into this key level, right, reclaiming range low was the first bullish sign. And what was the target for that? Well, obviously range mean as a first target. Second target, range high. What did we do? Went for range mean, boom. Some closes on the daily above, but immediately smashed back below, right? And then made a low, swept a low, strong reaction from low time frame demand, and now smashing above range mean on the weekly, clean close, right above range mean. And yeah, you see some people arguing all the time, right, about market structure, whether this is a higher high, whether it's not a higher high. Well, in my opinion, you can't argue that this is just looking very strong, and this has been the highest weekly close that we've had for quite a while. Okay, whether this is a higher high or whether it's not, it shouldn't really matter. Okay, for me personally, what I see here is a break back above range mean, and what I know right now is as long as we hold above this range mean, that I'm bullish and I'm targeting new all-time highs. Okay, and it's true, right? We are at the last resistance before all-time highs. I've been saying that as well, right? This area in general is key supply where we got rejected from. But in my opinion, if we were to reject from this area and go to new lows, it should have been from here, right? We made a high, swept that high, or deviated, whatever you want to call it. Bearish continuation, well, bearish, some bearish candles overall. Very weak price action, but price held up nicely. Lower high initially, boom, then beautiful sweep of the lows, followed by a smash back above this level, back above coincidence, range mean, lining up beautifully, and closing the weekly very strong. So that in my opinion confirms the strength of Bitcoin, and can immediately also give you a clean validation on longs, right? Because what do we know now? Well, trading view slow again. Okay, what do we know now? Well, if that's correct, this area should hold as support, right? What we don't want to see is price acting weak here, getting back below our weekly range mean, and then closing down here, because at that point, that would mean that this can be seen as a sweep of the highs again into supply, weak price action, and then the draw on liquidity would be towards this low and these lows right here. First target back in here, right? Pivotal key area from all of these lows, right? And then pray that it holds there. If it doesn't, new lows. But hey, it's way too early to talk about that, but that's how I'm gonna be playing the high time frame. For now, I see no reason to panic or to be bearish. Just generally, I'm bullish. I mean, you've probably seen it on Twitter. I've been bullish ever since we swept these lows. Honestly, I've been bullish for most of the time in this range, and that's not just randomly, right? You have the elections, you have the cycles, just a 4-year cycle coming up, halving, blah blah blah. You know how we do it. So I've been buying spot in this range as well. I've posted a screenshot of that as well, that I've been buying here, and here spot. I'm also in swing longs from the bottom of this range, which I haven't closed anything on, because I'm targeting 80k plus at least before taking any profit on those long entries and on my spot holdings. Spot probably even holding for higher. But so yeah, that's what I'm currently watching on Bitcoin. high time frame wise. So in my opinion, we look very good as long as we hold above this weekly range mean. Dips in there are for buying, targeting range high. Okay, so that's just like I said, I don't use this range too much as a drawn liquidity. Well, I do, but it's more like using those levels to give you an idea of where we're trading. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit. And yesterday I posted, it was up here, that I could see a retrace starting from there. Why? Well, there were a couple of reasons, right? So first one is obviously everyone was so damn bullish, right? Everyone was screaming all-time highs, and I know it's difficult to say everyone, right? Because you don't know everyone, obviously. But you can on Twitter just feel the general sentiment around something, and the sentiment was very bullish up here, while we were, as I already said, at the last resistance before new all-time highs. I mean, it doesn't really matter which area you take up here. If you just take a general look, right, you can clearly see that this is just the last resistance before new all-time highs, right? So that, and along with some lower time frame lows that were unswept, right? This one here, but more importantly, in my opinion, these and these. Okay, so we came down, right? I took out these, obviously. Yesterday took out these. I started scaling into longs initially here, but then had room to double down if we swept these right below here. So bottom tick this wick, and now I'm long, right? So what am I watching next? Let's quickly remove these. Boom. Okay, so some liquidity here has been swept. Daily lows, that's already a good sign. Daily lows have been taken out. So what are we watching next? What's the first resistance going to be to the upside? Low time frame resistance, at least. Taking our OTE from the high to the low. So let's assume that we move up from here. What's going to be the area to watch? Nice confluence area with supply up here. Supply meaning the area we started dumping from, right? Sideways price action here. Sweep of the highs, boom, and then nuked. So people were accumulating shorts in here. If price retests that area, those people gonna want to defend their position, which might result in more selling pressure, right? That's how we define supply. Lining up beautifully with this key level from the latest sweep to the upside right here, and obviously in one swing from the highs to the lows, OTE. OTE meaning the Fibonacci levels, the 0.62 and the 0.79, and then the OTE would be the mid-range between these two levels, or the equilibrium being the 0.705 level. Okay, so if we move up from here, right, that will be the area to watch. If we sweep in there, wick back down, or wick up and dump back down and see weakness, I could definitely see a bigger retrace towards our high time frame range mean. If we pump up here, close strong, and start breaking above here, I think there's nothing stopping us from going to 70k plus, and probably at that point new all-time highs. Okay, that's if we move up first. Some plans. What if we move down first? If we move down first, what am I watching? 12-hour demand right here. Order block, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. There, resting right below our current lows. We did sweep this low, but it didn't go below it that far, which means there's probably gonna be lots of stop losses still resting here. And that in combination with our 12-hour demand, right, would in my opinion be a great plan to look for longs there on the sweep, right, reclaim and then target new highs. You also have a clean invalidation then, something like this. Stop loss below range mean and targeting new highs. Very good risk reward, as you can see, and I would say pretty good probability as well that that such a plan plays out. Now, what if none of these happen and we just go straight down from here, right? Well, if we do so, I'll take a stop out. Obviously, I think a lot of people will get stopped out, so be it. That's why we manage our risk. But if we do something like this and wick below and close back above, that's fine, right? That would just mean a big liquidation cascade. Wouldn't even be a bad thing in my opinion. I will get stopped out, that's part of the game, but wouldn't be a bad scenario in my opinion. Would just be a healthy flush, take out lots and lots of longs, all of the people who longed up here, right? Take them out, close back below, close back above, right? That's an important one. And at that point, I think the low should hold and we should be on our way to new highs. Probably not straight away, probably some ranging, some local sweeps again, grind up and then accelerate. But ultimately that should lead then still to new all-time highs. If we don't, we smash back below here and close back down here, I would simply be cautious until when? Well, simply until we close back above. We've seen such a scenario more and more lately on Bitcoin, and let me look for an example. Yeah, I mean this one for example, where we closed ugly below range low, right? So it was time to be cautious, but because right here we could have for sure just went much lower from here. But what did we do? Weekly candle, smashed back inside the range and closed super strong. And look at what happened right after the strong close back inside the range, straight up continuation to the upside. So that's what I would be looking for then if something like that happens, where we smash back below here and close down here. I would be waiting for a smash back above here and a close back above our range mean. Okay, right, so that was a whole lot of info. Is that clear for everyone? Any questions? When 80k, sir, I'm long from 61. Yeah, let's see. Do you think Bitcoin will go around 65k? I could definitely see that happening. Do I think so? I have no clue. It shouldn't matter, right? How would you make it as one of us poor retail plebs if you had to start over? If I had to start over, I'd probably not focus that much on Bitcoin. I focus more on some low cap altcoins where I would all in and look for a lucky play. And of course, learn how to trade. Clear? Awesome. By the way, if you enjoyed the stream, feel free to leave a like. That helps me a lot to grow on YouTube. So leave a like. Great job, love the way you explain. Do you use liquidation maps? Yes, sometimes. Which time frame? 24-hour, weekly? There is 250 million. Well, what I do use from time to time is like those liquidation levels from High Block. That in my opinion gives you a clear clear confluence as to why certain areas are important, but I only use it in confluence and when there's a cluster of levels, right? So for example here, if there would be a cluster of liquidation levels here, it adds to my idea of sweeping the lows once more and then ripping up to the upside, right? Trade them from a cluster of short liquidations to a cluster of long liquidations, sorry, to a cluster of short liquidations. So yeah, like I said on my other account, I've been long from all the way down here. Well, on that 10K account. But what I'm doing right now is also trading the bibit competition. We've been doing pretty damn good. And that's what I'm currently scalping Bitcoin on. Did a really nice trade yesterday from down here, targeting close to 70K. Closed right in time though, also got a little bit lucky on that one. And right now, as I said, I'm long again. Initially bought here on these lows and then averaged down on this wick. And I currently have my stop right below here. So right here. I'd say it's 50-50 whether we sweep the lows again or not. But I could definitely see another sweep down there and then I'll likely long again because my risk at the moment, because my entry is that good, is very low. So I definitely have some room to try again. And what would my target be? Well, simply all of these highs here. So local highs into supply and OTE. And from there, likely take off half, bring stops to break even. And if we do this, right, and grind down again, that would be a bad sign. If we do this, then hold them for 70Ks. How have you been? Haven't seen you stream in minutes. I'm good, man. Well, this is the first stream in like 4 months, so we're starting them up again. From now on, every Tuesday and every Thursday, I'll be live again. So yeah. When Bitcoin is trending hard, it barely gives us retest. Yeah, it's giving us a retest of the 66.5K daily high. Yeah, that's true. But the question is, in my opinion, has Bitcoin broken out yet? And if you ask yourself that question, then, I mean, in my opinion, it's pretty obvious the answer is no, right? Like, it's looking good. In my opinion, we made a higher high. Although some people are waiting for a break above here. But in my opinion, this was the lower low that came from this high, and this was the other lower high and made a higher low here, higher high, higher low. But yeah, I mean, you could argue, I see very good reasons for both of them. But if you ask yourself, did we break out of this range already? Well, then obviously the answer is no, right? So are we in an environment where Bitcoin is really trending upwards? That's the question, you know. So yeah, I'd still be careful just blindly longing every single dip. Of course, longing is the play, and I'm definitely not looking for shorts, unless maybe some scalps. But even then, in market conditions like this, especially when we're looking at 80K, 90K, 100K per Bitcoin, like, it's just not worth looking for scalp shorts, because more often than not, you're just gonna get run over to new highs. If it doesn't reclaim 68.5k, I can see 59k being retested. 68.5. Yeah, this area. Good point. Although I think there's quite some important levels before we get to 59k, right? What you're saying is you could short here with your stop there and something like this, but in my opinion that's not the probability of this playing out, right? Nah, I don't know, maybe as a hedge, but like I said, this is my third cycle now, and I've been in the same situation over and over again where I tried shorting and then we called it a hedge and blah blah blah. But man, more often than not, I just got stopped and stopped and stopped, and it's just way more effective to just like not blindly long everything, but at areas where you would short, right? Just be a little careful with being in longs and de-risk on your long setups. That's what I would do, and that's what I think is the better plan. And then if the dip comes, you just take advantage of it and buy the dip. And if it doesn't, you're still good. Price is ripping higher and you didn't short. Make sense? Oh yeah, I haven't checked the Monday range actually, so let's do so. Monday high, all the way up here. And Monday low. Yeah, that's a very clean Monday range. As you can see, the price action at Monday low, as long as we hold here, like, yeah, I could definitely see something like this. And then just to stop them out once more, reclaim Monday low and then go for liquidity above here. The way we're like making lower highs here, bam, 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 I don't think these stay unswept. So if we go for the lows here, I think it will be a short-lived dip and we'll get bought up straight into 68Ks again. So I'm definitely gonna watch that if I get stopped out to look for potential re-entries. What about the fair value gap at 63.4? Sure. I mean, I personally don't use fair value gaps, but why not? 63.4. Yeah, this one you mean. Possible. That would line up with the scenario where we get a big cascade, wick down here, and then close back above. Would be a nice scenario. I honestly could definitely see that happening. Something like this. That would be beautiful. A dip into mid 60Ks. Everyone bearish again. Rip it back up. Close. Some consolidation. And then accelerate into new highs. Dumpage. All right, let's do some altcoins. Enough Bitcoin for now. So first one I wanted to talk about was Binance Coin. Why because immediately if you check these high time frames, like, man, this is such a beautiful chart in my opinion. From all the way back in 21, we haven't really left this 2021 range. I'm gonna be watching Bitcoin here though, if it dips. Okay, so from the all-time highs, right, huge wick, well, or huge down candle all the way to $200 on the weekly, and then from there we've been trading inside of this range for 4 years, right? All the way back to the highs, failed to sweep the highs, but started dumping from supply, all the way back down, swept range lows, and then a long ass accumulation range, right? Sideways price action, boring, blah blah blah. Then FTX, blah blah blah, making the bottom as well, strong upside, and then this is where we broke out. Okay, this close, broke out to this high, made the high, decent retrace towards the low, from this low back to the highs, sweeping range high, not only this range high but also our main all-time highs right here, wicked above, closed back below, next jaw was to the lows, swept the lows into 2021 range mean, right, back to our lower time frame range mean, then another sweep of this low just like Bitcoin did right here, reclaiming it, right, retest, and now sort of grinding up as well. So based on liquidity, I really like the fact that we wicked range low here, got another big wick to the downside that got bought up really quickly, a retest, and now basically we've been bonking against this resistance right here at $600, somewhere around there, and we haven't been able to really break out yet. Now what I think is, once we do so, it will be violent. Well, violent, it will be a big breakout. Okay, so we've tested this resistance from here 1, 2, 3, 4 times and sort of made higher lows every time. So I think we're very close here to seeing a breakout on BNB and this trading to new highs. So my first, I would say, first targets are gonna be a box up here. I'll be scaling some out. Oh yeah, the setup maybe is important. So this was a setup I took. I posted it on Twitter as well, from all the way back here, swing long on BNB. This area is where I'll be up 1 hour, probably gonna take off half to make the setup risk free and then hold the rest for new all-time highs. Why this area? Because just like with Bitcoin, this would be the last area of resistance, right? Where I could see a trap, a break back below this resistance area, and then this becomes a sweep or a deviation that sends us back towards some lows. Okay, so just taking some off there would be, in my opinion, a good play. And then if we close the weekly above here, hold for new all-time highs. So that's the first play I'm in. And then this week I entered an additional long. Unfortunately, I longed the exact highs. Hold up. Okay, so this was my additional setup. As you can see, I'm a real professional trader. Look at this entry, absolutely beautiful. Now, all jokes aside, what was the plan up here? Well, as I said, all the arguments I already said are still valid. We've been testing this resistance for ages, and I felt like it's time to break it. But more importantly, the invalidation on this one, right? From this daily range mean has been pivotal as well. And as you can see, some sideways price action here around range mean, meaning that there's gonna be demand around that area as well, in confluence with this demand area and with our range mean, gave me a clean invalidation on longs below there, and as I said, target would be much higher and a significant breakout to the upside. So I wouldn't be surprised if BNB starts outperforming out of nowhere, you know. Also, don't forget it's a coin of one of the biggest, if not the biggest exchange out there, Binance, obviously. So yeah, you can't really argue. Wait, what was that? What the hell just happened? We just wicked. Whoa. What the hell? Who the hell of you just aped fucking millions into this? Okay, we just wicked into my entry. Nice. Anyways, is that clear? So that's the idea behind this. I think also BNB will be a very good spot hold. I mean, it has been a good spot hold. You can't argue with that. You know, it's been one of the strongest altcoins out there. We're trading so close to all-time highs. Yeah, I just think that this is gonna do something crazy soon. Someone saw this in market long. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's funny. Lol. Sol, we'll do Sol. So on this one, I've been talking about these highs here into this supply for quite a while as well. As you can see, the levels are still there. And that was the main area I was targeting. For now, in my opinion, Sol is at resistance as well. It is looking strong, but we swept main liquidity into supply. Let me check OTE. You see, beautifully tapped into OTE. So is this the area where you want to ape into longs? In my opinion, it's not. Just watching Bitcoin here. In my opinion, it's not. But is it looking strong? Yeah, obviously. So just like with everything else, it's looking like this is gonna be the last resistance before it does crazy things. Do I think that this is heading for new all-time highs and like $500? Yes, of course. Overall, I really like this. The weekly close was very strong as well. So probably worth keeping an eye on the weekly open as well. Let's see. Weekly open. Daily. First daily demand gonna be down here. Oof. And check all these lows, you see? Yeah, I would wait for something like this, take out the lows, and then see how it reacts. If it's really weak, it might wick in here, and then look for longs. Or strength back above here. You see? Strength back above OTE. It's crazy how these line up. OTE area and this pivotal area. If it gets back above here, then likely we trade higher, but it's still into high time frame resistance. So I like the scenario more where we go down first, right? Take out some lows and then you have a clean long setup with clean validation below here, something like this. Boom, boom, and target higher. John Doe, hello, hello. Happy to see you again on YouTube. Could you please take a look at Aleph? Yes, I will. If you're long doggy, I think Bells is a really cool play. Right, so that's Solana. I mean, it's just in general, more like a general thought that we might be in for some more downsides here. But dips are for buying. Shorting is not worth it, in my opinion. Just buy the dip if it comes, and use your bearish scenarios, I'll say, as a moment to de-risk on other trades. Okay, so some other coins, come on, Mock, or however you fucking pronounce this shitcoin. I was long on as well. Not sure if I still have the setup. Nope. But I fully closed it. Well, I initially closed half at 1 hour, making it a risk-free setup. So I think my setup was something like from there, something like this. It was. So initially bad reaction, almost stopped me out, but then good reaction above the highs, and then something like this it was at 1 hour. I took half off to make it a risk-free trade. And then what I wanted to see was just straight continuation and a rip to the upside. But instead, as you can see, we broke back below these highs, which isn't really what you want to see. Just like I said with Bitcoin and stuff, right? Because then this just becomes a sweep or a deviation, reclaim, retest. And as you can see, it's now very weak and selling off. That along with these clean lows down here, I think this is heading for these. And then I might be interested again. But for now, I'm fully out of this. And I'll just be watching. Another one that I really want to talk about is TIA. TIA is one of the stronger ones right now. That's when I'm in longs on both my main and my competition accounts. And I've been holding for a while. And let me explain why, right? So first of all, this daily range, all of this downside, let's go to the weekly actually. All of this downside, where did we see a decent reaction at the bottom here, right? Because obviously we saw a decent reaction from this as well. But we're not trading in that area, so that doesn't matter. Down here, where did we see the first real reaction? Well, from this low. Right, aggressive selling from this low. We started bouncing towards this high. Okay, from this low to this high, your range is set. Zooming in to the daily. Right, I'm not even. You might get distracted by this here. I'm not even talking about that. That's even higher time frame. Just talking about this range. Right, went to the highs, back to the lows, swept the lows. Initially there, back to range mean, rejected, back to the lows, failed to really break down, instead swept the lows again and ripped to making a new high, so higher high, then local range here, boom, or this high, doesn't even really matter which one you take. What does matter is that we have clean highs up here at range high. There's no reason to spam, by the way. GKN. Okay, you got banned. So where was I? Lower time frame range, right? Clean highs up here as a draw on liquidity. And what I really like is the close invalidation that you have here. From the low to the high, from the latest swing, you draw your OTE, you have your demand, and you have your key level here as a range high. All lining up within the same area. So it's no surprise that my stop loss is right below there. What's my target? Well, I'm first targeting up here, local range high, then daily range high, and then weekly key resistance. Okay, and then if it reclaims that, then I think we're heading for these equal highs up here on the daily, but maybe even the weekly, and target probably even in here, and then maybe all-time highs. But for now, this is just right, a lower time frame range play, focusing on and assuming that this is going to be a sort of rounded bottom that leads to at least some upside. Okay. Yeah, see, I also like the fact that we barely have a wick to the upside on the weekly. This just screams to get taken out. And high there, high there, high there. Liquidity definitely resting to the upside in my opinion. Does that make sense? Tau. Did I cover all of my trades? I think I did. Oh, I mean, one more very low time, not very low time frame, very low risk, I'll say shitcoin trade. This one, I have no clue what it does, but I was just scanning through my bibit lists and I found this one and I thought it looked interesting. Thanks for the ban. Yeah, there's no reason to spam. I'll check all the comments, so if you spam you'll just get banned. So this one, as I said, I was just scanning through my bibit list and I found this one and it looked interesting to me. Why? Because you can immediately see that you have a range that formed at the bottom here, right? Range high and range low. Why these? Just as always, all of this downside, then all of this downside to this low where we bounced nicely to this high, range set. Let's mark it with a clean range. From the low to the high, range. That's more like it. Okay. And so it looked like this was just breaking out of weekly accumulation at the bottom here, right? And had a clean high up here along with weekly resistance up here. And it's just also on the lower time frames, while Bitcoin was looking rather weak, I thought this one was looking rather strong. It was up here. Like, obviously, as you can see right now, I long the highs, but I'm always going to be honest about my entries and my thoughts and reasoning about trades. So that's just the reason why I took this. Invalidation was below the consolidation at range high. So if this would have been a sweep above range high, right? Range high swept here. Initially, we broke back below and started ranging some, but they failed to break it down and instead boom, right? So that's why I thought this is looking strong. I think it's gonna start squeezing. So I'm still in this one, but the risk is very low on this because yeah, it's just I don't know what this is, what this does. But yeah, that's basically the reasoning behind this trade, and I think that's all the positions I'm in right now. So yeah, right, let's do some more requests. It's already been an hour. Been a nice stream so far. I love your trading view theme. Would you? Yeah, I can show. It's just like this. So let's see, I'll do with, sorry, I'll do banana if that's on bibit, if it's a, I think it is, right? Tao, Pepe, Ena, I'll take a quick look. Let's start with with. With is looking rather weak. This was this is a sad story, to be honest. Come on. I bought with right down here before it did all of this and even this. And my target was this gray box. And yeah, we did sweep the highs, but I didn't sell. I didn't even sell half. And now we're, yeah, in my opinion, looking weak and trending a little bit lower again. But anyway, so yeah, I'm holding spot for this one. How does it look at this moment? Not too good in my opinion. We have, let's remove this. This as our range, swept range lows, consolidated at range low. You can also draw your range mean, but it will be approximately around there. So as you can see, a little bit pivotal here, pivotal from back here, definitely. But yeah, swept the highs now, right? With clean lows below. Clean lows below. And what I like the least of it is the fact that we did make higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then right here, we swept the highs into former local range high, I think you can call it, and look at the rejection, very weak. So what I would be waiting for on WIF would be something where we take out some lows, at least these ones, but would be better if we took out these ones as well. So something like this, boom, sweep them into the consolidation at range low that led to the move to range high, take them out, right, consolidate, and then accelerate to new highs. What would invalidate this ID, this scenario? Well, obviously a break above this area. Why this? Well, because this is the area with these highs, the highs that got swept here into supply that got sold off. A reclaim of this area would be very bullish, and then I think we rip to new highs. Okay. Tau. Let's see. I haven't looked at this one. Weekly. You can already see these weekly lows that are currently getting swept. I like the fact that we don't have a big wick to the upside on the weekly. Oof, this is looking ugly though. We do have daily demand down here. So 4 hour, yeah, lining up with this, beautiful. So what I'd be waiting for, at least if I were looking for longs on this, would be a sweep of this weekly low as well into demand, into this key level, and if it then shows strength and reclaims this, then the target would be up here, and new highs. Fail to do something like this and a break below here and close, then I would wait for a reclaim back above here, so this becomes a sweep, or much lower down, probably, yeah, all the way down here. Okay. What else did we say? Banana. Weekly. Weekly, last week's low swept. That's already a good sign. This, as you can see, not that much price action to work with. Let's see if... that doesn't have. Let's just do it on this one. Okay, so key level, weekly low. Move on to the daily. Yeah, the real demand is gonna be a little bit lower, I think, down here. Because this is the sideways price action, as you can see, against resistance. Bam, bam. So allow it to wick a little bit lower. Like this. And then look for longs. Back towards local supply first. Take some off in case it rips. Hold the rest for new highs. Yeah, we did sweep this as well. It's not ideal. So that would be your target, but if it fails to hold above this gray area, and especially above this level, look at this retests. Boom, boom, boom. If it now fails to hold as support and breaks below, yeah, then I think you sell into this and it trades towards all of these. Right now, it's sort of in the middle of nowhere. And I'd be waiting. Brett. What's this one? Clean highs to the upside. And then this was the low. Pivotal. As you can see. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Broke above. Retest as support. So what you want to see here, local range, highs, lows. Any sweep of the lows here is a must hold, in my opinion, in order for us to trade back towards the highs. And as you can see, pivotal price action around this area as well, here. So I would wait for something like this. Keep your invalidation pretty wide and target a lot higher. If it just like, it's honestly, everything looks sort of the same. If it breaks below here, right? Not a good sign. Wait for either reclaim back above here or much lower. Doggy. That's also one I'm holding spot, in spot. Well, I've been holding doggy for ages, and I just really like the fact on the weekly, right, that we've had this huge accumulation range, right, and then massive upside, and this just looks like a rounded retest of demand. And now we're finally seeing some upside. But once this really gets trending, I think it's off to a lot higher. And it will always be the king of meme coins, you know. So that's why I'm holding spot for this one. Low time frame, aping in here. Also probably not the best idea. We just swept these weekly highs, weekly range highs, into weekly supply right here. So some downside, at least back towards former resistance, is definitely possible. And then I just look for bullish price action. Yeah, look at these daily lows as well. Gonna be a ton of liquidity resting below them. There, there, and there. So that would already be a nice play on the low time frame. Take out these, boom, reclaim, retest, up. All right. Cool. It's been over an hour. I'm gonna hop off now. I hope you enjoyed it. First live stream after 4 months. I liked it a lot. I'm gonna do 2 live streams from now on, every week in partnership with Bybit. So if you want to join my group, as I said, the Discord group, it's completely free. Simply make a Bybit account under my link and deposit. If you already have a Bybit account, that's no problem. Simply make a new one under my link and ask support to transfer your KYC. All right. Leave a like if you haven't already on the stream. Subscribe. I'll go live again on Thursday, so stay tuned for that one. If I didn't cover your altcoin today, come back on Thursday and I'll make sure to cover as many as possible. All right. See you in the next one and stay safe. Bye.